year I thought about how things can come around just like that if
so
everyone is here to celebrate one day.
Good morning, guys. It is Vlogmas day 17 and we are really nearing the end here. I'm kind of in shock. This morning I am dressed pretty casual because I'm just going to be doing laundry today, and I'm actually about to run to Office Depot to get some stamps because another thing I am hoping to get done today is addressing all of our Christmas card envelopes. So that will be fun. And so we need stamps for that. And then I will just be doing client work and laundry. Grayson's laundry, our laundry's done. And then playing with my baby. And Grayson's actually officially 2 months old as of today, December 17th. I can't believe how big he's getting. But we are also going to be doing his milestone photos, so that will be really fun too.
We have our ups and downs, but when there's love, there's always a way.
Okay, I am back from Office Depot and I have my little baby here. He's 2 months old. I just can't believe it. I just gave him a bottle, and for his next feeding, I will talk you guys through like what we're doing because we've totally switched up what we do for him as far as formula goes and the bottles we use. So I'll explain that later. But now I'm just going to change him and then play with him before we put him down for his first morning nap. You ready? He's got his little Santa jams on. Hi, Mr. 2-month-old. Here, I got
We come together to celebrate. Yes, every time the snow is falling down and it is cold outside, we gather around the fireplace and no one cares about yesterday. My favorite holiday, it means so much more than words can say. And I claim that Christmas is a magic day. Sometimes I tend to forget what glory this holiday represents, but it's fair to say that Christmas is a magic day. This year I'll think about how I'm so lucky to have a place that I can come home to. Yes, I am on my way. We'll put
This little boy did so well during playtime. He was so focused on the books I was reading him. He was actually like following the black and white ball as I was moving it across. So, you know, he had to look left and right. He did such a good job. I'm so proud of you. He's definitely getting tired, so I'm gonna put him down for a nap because his next feeding is in like an hour. It's kind of hard because we're not doing 3 hours between feedings, now we're doing 2. And so naps are definitely gonna be a little bit shorter for the time being, but that's okay. But I definitely need to get him down now so that way he can get the most out of his nap.
and just enjoy this moment of peace and love and happiness. We come together to celebrate. Yes, every time the snow is falling down and it is cold outside, we gather around the fireplace and no one cares about yesterday.
Well, Grayson's been sleeping about an hour, and so that means it's definitely time to get him fed again. So I'm gonna go get him up, and while I am giving him his bottle, I will explain our new feeding routine. Papa, you ready to get up and get some food in your belly? Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Okay. Oh, stretch. You ready to get up? Let's get you fed, okay? It's been 2 hours. Time to eat. I have Grayson here, and I'm gonna feed him. I know you're hungry. But I wanted to talk to you guys about what we are doing. What time is it? 11:50. Okay. We're like 10 minutes behind schedule, but that's okay. So we are doing something completely different from what we have been doing as far as feeding Grayson goes, because he is not gaining enough, and it's because he was spitting up that formula he had constantly. His bottles were basically starving him because he was not getting enough, and what he was getting was pouring out of the sides of his mouth, and we just did not realize that he was losing as much as he was. And so I updated yesterday in his 2-month update, when I gave his stats after his appointment, that he had lost half an ounce. And by that point, he should have gained half a pound more than the previous appointment. And so that was a very big concern. But when I was explaining to her that we've been having so many issues with bottles, and he screams during his feedings, and it seems like he's spitting up so much, and I was just explaining everything that's been going on, she seemed to think that it's possible he has a GERD. And so we have a new routine for feeding. So what we do is we're using, I don't know if you can see the bottle I'm using, we are using the disposable bottles that you give newborns and preemies for the most part, because babies tend to love the nipple on this bottle more because it's softer. So you might be thinking, well, aren't you going through a ton of those bottles if you have to do disposable bottles? No, because we actually have powdered formula. So what she wants us to do is to have the formula, you got it, baby? She wants us to have the formula be a little bit thicker for him, so that way it'll probably stay down better. Okay, I have to burp him. So what we're doing is we are using these bottles, and what we did is Kevin ran to the store after his appointment and picked up a pack, two packs of these bottles, because what we really need is the bottle and the nipple. And then what we're doing is we are using this bottle. So we fed him the formula that was in this bottle when we first got it. And once he was done with that, we started using powder. And what we're doing for powder formula is she said we need to do 3.5 ounces of distilled water and 2 scoops of formula. So a little bit more than the formula calls for regularly. And that's just because it will help him gain more. So what we do is we're feeding him 3 ounces, but these bottles are 2 ounces because they're for teeny babies, and he is a teeny baby. So we feed him 2 ounces of the powdered formula in here, and then we just have it in another bottle, like in one of the Comatomos. We have the formula mixed up, we shake it and everything. You okay, baby boy? And then we just pour it into here. So once he's done with his 2 ounces and we burp him after each ounce, we go ahead and let him finish this bottle, and he drinks it really fast. He's had no issues with this nipple. And then I will go fill up 1 more ounce of the formula that's pre-made, and it's in the fridge. And then he drinks that, and then I burp him 1 more time. And so this is what we are doing to hopefully get him to gain more weight. And so far it's been okay. He spit up quite a bit today, so I'm thinking we may have to switch to a different powdered formula. But it's Similac Pro Advanced. And so that is what we are doing. And what we were doing is feeding him like every 3 to 4 hours. So, which is what we were told to do. But because he needs to gain more faster, we are feeding him every 2 hours. And so I have a little note in my phone of every feeding time. And last night when we put him to bed, I fed him at 8:30, 10:30, and then she said go a 3-hour stretch and then a 4 to 4.5 hour stretch. So I fed him 10:30, and then I fed him again at 1:30. And then, so I woke up and fed him. And then Kevin fed him at 4:30. So it was like a 3-hour stretch, which was totally fine. And then we fed him again around 6:30, 7. Actually, it was like 7:15 or so. No, it was 7:30. But what we have been doing is just feeding him like around the clock. Every 2 hours, middle of the night, it's 3-hour stretch, 4-hour stretch. But we kind of did 3-hour stretches last night and no 4-hour stretches. And he's doing okay. I mean, he did not really spit up that much yesterday, but she said what we need to do is if he spits up, we need to note it if it's bigger than a quarter sized amount. So like the size of a quarter. If it's more than that, then we need to take note of that and bring this information all to her. So that is what we have been doing. That is what we are hoping is the answer to getting him to gain. Because she said he's healthy in every way, his heart sounds amazing, everything else is perfect. I'm so cute, Papa. Because she said that, we were not nearly as concerned as we were at first when she was really worried. And she said, you know, honestly, it does sound like the bottles, he was having issues with all the bottles, and he just needs this one. She said he was born a little early. Oh my goodness, you finished it. She said he was born a little early and that sometimes this happens. And I truly, I didn't understand why we were having such a hard time with feedings. I mean, you guys, good job. I mean, you guys, literally like blood curdling screams during his feedings. Heartbreaking screams. Trying to burp him, he would scream, he would arch his back. He was in pain. And so we didn't even realize it. We did not even realize what was happening until we started doing this new routine. And I will say, the last few nights before we started this new routine, he would thrash and he was so upset in bed. And I didn't know why, and I couldn't figure it out. I'm like, I just fed him. Well, poor baby boy was not getting enough. And so as his mom, I feel like a total failure. I mean, I just feel so bad because I just thought he was being fussy, but he truly was not getting enough. And ever since we have started this new routine, oh my goodness, this new routine, he's been like a different baby. He will go down for his naps, like no fussing. And actually, I will say he usually does go down for his naps with no fussing, but last night I put him to bed after I fed him the 3 ounces. Right to sleep immediately. 1:30 in the morning, I thought this is going to be such an issue because I'm going to get him up and then he's going to be alert, and then, you know, we're going to have to start the cycle of trying to get him to relax and go to sleep all over again. No. 1:30 in the morning, fed him. He was probably done around 2, and then I kept him upright for a little bit to make sure he didn't spit up. Went right back down to sleep. No problems whatsoever. And then it was me that couldn't sleep because I was wide awake. I was like, okay, I just made him up a new bottle so that way Kevin didn't have to worry about making up a new mix of formula at 4:30 in the morning. And so, yeah, I didn't go to sleep until after 3. Yeah, I was very tired today because it was just like breaking up my sleep into increments. But honestly, we've already noticed such a difference in him sleeping and everything. So I really think this is the answer. This formula may not be the answer. We may need to switch to a different formula, and that's okay, but it really does seem like this bottle right now is the answer for him. I am so happy that he's already been way less fussy. He has not been upset during bottle feeds or burping. I mean, he's just, do you see him? He's being so good. He's being so good. And now I need to go get 1 more ounce of this formula in his bottle so I can give him this last ounce and then get him back down.
My favorite holiday, it means so much more than words can say. And I claim that Christmas is a magic day. Sometimes I tend to forget what glory this holiday represents. But it's fair to say that Christmas is a magic day. Yes, every time the snow is falling down and it is cold outside, we gather around the fire.
Oh my gosh, you guys. His milestone photos went so well and he did such a good job. Yeah, I could not be more pleased with how that went, honestly. Like, I'm sweating. I'm definitely sweating because, I mean, you guys saw. It was a lot of work. But he did a really good job. And it was way better than his 1 month photos. His 1 month photos, we were definitely still in that very, very, very stressed out new parent mode. And so like we were still trying to figure him out and trying to figure out a schedule, and we were just like not having any luck. Because at that point we really didn't have any schedule. So I just remember his 1 month milestone photos were super stressful because he was crying most of the time, and it was very hard to get him to like want to look at the camera or even look near the camera's direction at all. So this went so well, and he did such a good job. I'm so proud of him. And now I'm literally sweating now. I'm wearing a long sleeve shirt under this sweatshirt. So yeah, I might have to take off the long sleeve shirt under this, but I know that it's December and I'm gonna be cold in like 20 minutes anyway, so maybe there's no point. And here's my little baby. He did so well during his photos. Grayson, that was so good, baby. You did such a good job. And he's like, okay, I have had enough. Okay, I just put Grayson down for a nap after feeding him, and I'm going to run to Target because they called and said his prescription is ready to be picked up. His doctor called in a prescription for Pepsid to hopefully help with some of the things he's experiencing. So fingers crossed that works, but I'm gonna run and do that and then come back and work really hard on client work. Also, still have not gotten to his laundry, but you know, it's just one of those insane days. Well guys, it is quite a bit later now and we just finished dinner, but I wanted to update you guys because I said I was gonna go pick up Grayson's prescription at Target, and it turned out that for some reason they did not have anything for him. So I have to call his doctor tomorrow and see if they can resend the prescription or if it maybe got sent to a different pharmacy. I don't know, but hopefully we get that figured out because he definitely needs that. But I'm gonna go ahead and end the vlog here because this little cutie just wants to cuddle. I really hope you enjoyed today's video, and I will see you back tomorrow for Vlogmas Day 18.